I'm gonna be real with you. None of the legends from Edge of Eternities are really making my head spin yet. Sure, there are some winners like Ragost, and I'm gonna see what I can do with some of the spacecraft, but the only one that really excites me is Syr Vondam. The Sunstar Exemplar version, for instance. This is a 2-mana 2/2 that can really break the game, especially when you pair it with mechanics like Blink, and I want to see what I can do with that on a very tight budget. See, at the base level, Vondam is a 2/2 Menace Vigilance for just 2 mana, but they grow and gain you life when you have creatures die or be exiled. And when Vondam dies or gets exiled themselves, you get to blast a non-land permanent. Pew pew! And by making sure our deck is built to blink Vondam all the time, and also ensure that there are always 4 power or greater, we can rule the battlefield with this little problem maker. Let's first solve for that power issue. Now, we could wait until Vondam gets to 4 power by exiling our own creatures or having them die in any way, or we could cheat to ensure Vondam's power is always 4 or more. And we can do this with equipment. Hero's Blade, Ronin War Club, and the new Hilder Blade all auto-equip to Vondam, ensuring that your commander is always at least 4 power thanks to this boost. And having any other creature equipped with a Dancer Chakram is an instant 2 power boost to your commander and gives them lifelink all in one neat little package. Having a Deathbringer Liege in play also gives Vondam that crucial 2 power boost for being both black and white, while also letting us blow stuff up on cast for some extra havoc. While Flowering of the White Tree is a 1-card anthem that gives a 2 power boost to your commander and ensures, all on its own, your commander can go blastin' whenever you need to. We could, of course, do things the hard way and just have other creatures die. Corrupted Conviction and Vampiric Rites help with this a lot, but that means we need to reset Vondam after every blink, and that gets tedious and challenging. Unless we dip our toes into repeated reanimation, of course. Sun Titan and Smile at Death go crazy here, reanimating our creatures for net no loss each and every turn, with both of them helping to get Vondam back from the graveyard if we need to go the self-sacrificing route over the blinking route. But blinking is really where we get efficient. Cloud Shift, Flicker of Fate, Justicar's Portal, they all get us a one-time blink and ideally also help us blow up a permanent for just 1 to 2 mana each. It gives us unprecedented control over the battlefield and can help make us near immune to threats to our life total. Touch the Spirit Realm and Parting Gust are additional redundancies for these one-time blink effects as well, with all of them being at instant speed so that we can do this on other players' turns and in response to anything we need to answer. While Another Round and Semester's End help us to blink our entire board, not only getting Vondam's trigger, but triggering anything and everything we control with an enters or leaves effect, with big wins being reliability. Conjurer's Closet helps ensure that we get a blink at the end of each of our turns, meaning we get to answer the biggest, baddest thing on the battlefield each turn. And Far Traveler gives us a way to blink creatures at the end of our turns too. Tap creatures only, which may be difficult to have Vondam exile themselves, but we have a bevy of other targets in our deck. With additional one-time blink effects on creatures like Charming Prince, Resto Angel, and Felidar Guardian, we can start chaining blinks together. Blink one of these creatures, it enters, blinks Vondam, well, it gets kinda nutty. And repeatable sources of blink on creatures like Gilrain and Eldrazi Displacer make this more consistent too, leading to scenarios where we get 2 to 3 triggers from Vondam each turn, and pick our opponent's boards apart piece by piece. Okay, this is all great for blinking and reanimating, but Vondam can't be the only thing that we target with these effects. We need more in the deck to make use of all of these opportunities to blink. And that's where we rely on creatures like Knight of the White Orchid, Claim Jumper, and Loyal Warhound to make sure that our mana can keep pace with our opponents while also being good attackers. Wall of Omens and Circuit Mender can help keep our hands full with draw triggers on enters or leaves, while providing bodies we aren't sad to sacrifice for whatever reason. And Skyclave Apparition, Ravenous Chupacabra, and Aerial Extortionist all act as removal on enters, on top of all of the removal and board control that Vondam provides. It lets us snipe targeted permanents over and over again. We have token makers filling out our ranks too, like Adipose Offspring and Company Commander, keeping us in spare little bodies that can jump block or be eaten by our bigger creatures for the greater good. Lastly, if we can't blink Vondam enough to have our opponents rage quit, we can always start blinking a Grey Merchant of Asphodel over and over again. Gary will quickly drain opponents while keeping your life total soaring sky high. We can also build with some synergies for our creatures entering or leaving, triggers like Corpse Knight or Eliasel Core to help us gain some life and make opponents lose life along the way just for doing what we're already doing. Morbid Opportunist is a great draw engine for when creatures die, ours or others. We don't care who they belong to, but an extra card each turn is always a bonus. And Luminous Broodmoth is a great way to ensure our creatures that die aren't gone forever as they keep coming back with a flying counter. Being able to sacrifice a Vondam, blow up a permanent, have Vondam come back with flying and at least 4 power, then blink Vondam to reset the flying and blow something else up, have it come back without flying, then sacrificing it again and have it come back with flying, well, your opponents will not appreciate you. Likely the best of the effects that care about your permanents leaving is Call for Unity, an enchantment that will, without a doubt, give your creatures +1/+1 for each turn it's in play. It's a great way to ensure that not only Vondam has at least 4 power, but that all of your creatures are big enough threats to everybody else's life totals. I round out the deck with a few board wipes. Absolutely fantastic to be able to cast and then exile your board in response. Semester's End is my favorite way to do this and make any board wipe one-sided. As well as some of the best removal in the game like Swords, Despark, and Fracture. If you can't blow it up with Vondam, you'll be able to blow it up any number of ways. But what is a build like this without the Pivot? An alternate commander in the 99 to shift our deck towards. And here's where I've included Minthara, Merciless Soul. Minthara is fantastic in a deck all about blinking, as she gets more and more experience each turn, making her harder to kill thanks to a hefty ward cost. But she also pumps the power of your creatures based on your experience, turning creatures into massive attackers on the regular. If we want to put Minthara at the helm instead of Syr Vondam, we definitely want to include some proliferate effects in our deck, like Contagion Clasp, Filigree Vector, and Karn's Bastion, to help ensure we get experience counters much faster than just our once per each of our turns. Getting repeatable sources of proliferate for doing what we're already doing, like on Metastatic Evangel, are where the real money is at. We're blinking creatures and making everything bigger? Bonus. Surge Commander from the Edge of Eternity's Commander Precon is a great include too, as it only cares when non-token artifacts enter, not when they're cast, so we can blink a Solemn Simulacrum or a Circuit Mender to proliferate everything along the way. This is where I also really like the new Patrolling Peacemaker, also from the Edge of Eternity's Commander decks, a cool robot that proliferates when your opponents commit crime, helping to not only make our creatures bigger, but up the experience counters repeatedly. We'll also want to focus more on going wide since our new commander helps us go tall, so creatures that make more creatures on enters like Aberrant Overlord, Reverent Hoplite, or Evangel of Heliod all allow us to keep blinking them and make tons of 1/1s that are a lot more scary with Minthara's pump effect. Jacked Rabbit also makes like the perfect include here, as he keeps bringing more friends to the party each attack, and Minthara helps him get bigger and bigger each turn too. We could also up some token synergies like with Intangible Virtue, but as long as you keep Minthara in play, your creatures will be a lot more threatening even with no other support than your commander. But if we did want to stray away from this strict budget brew, how would we do it? Let's take a look at the upgrade. And by popular request, I'm going to do something a little different here. I'm going to tell you what I'd replace with each of these upgrades along the way. You've asked for it, here we go. Starting with adding some of the pieces I just could not fit into the budget, like Ephemerate. It's the best instant speed blink effect on account of the rebound, but it just cannot fit into a deck at this cost. So if you've got one, be sure to slot it in place of any 2-mana blink effect like a Justicar's Portal. And Teleportation Circle adds an extra guaranteed blink each turn, but runs you about $10 out of this brew's entire budget. If you want to find room for it, I'd slot it in over Eldrazi Displacer, which is actually the most difficult to achieve of our other on-demand blinkers due to that colorless mana cost to activate. Making room for a Ketramos would also significantly improve some of our card draw potential too, as he triggers off of our cards exiled on our turn. I'd take out one of the curve toppers for him like Angel of the Ruins. Angel is great if you can cheat it out and keep blinking it, but I don't think we've got the consistent reanimation in the current brew to keep this line in. And lastly, I'd find some room for Enters doublers like Elishnorn Mother of Machines or Panharmonicon. They don't do anything for Syr Vondam, but as we blink our other creatures, they get wild for extra value. I'd likely only include one over both of them, and I'd look to remove another value enhancer like Call for Unity instead. Though this will make your combat-only lines of winning a lot weaker. But let me know what you think. Is Syr Vondam your favorite legend from Edge of Eternities, or do you have another legend you're looking forward to? Let me know in the comments right now. And if you want to check out my full deck list, you can, linked in the description, by visiting my sponsor, MOXFIELD. MOXFIELD is the best deck building platform in the world and makes it easy to build decks and search for specific cards with their powerful tools. Be sure to check out my brews on my profile today. If you want to pick up any singles whatsoever, go to Card Trader. Use my promo code MECHANIC right now to get 5% off your order from any TCG. Card Trader's zero system means you can get cards from all over the world with only one shipping fee. Save money and time today. If you're looking to sell off your Magic cards, go to Card Conduit. They are hands down the easiest way to sell your individual cards, without the hassle of traditional buy listing. They'll give you top dollar while handling all of the heavy lifting, from sorting to grading to optimizing your price across a huge network of vendors, and they'll give you cold hard cash for it. You can use the promo code MECHANIC right now for 10% off of all fees. If you were inspired to brew today, you have to hit that subscribe button. Check out this other brew on my channel now for more sweet deck techs. And as always folks, good luck and have fun.